Right then, quick reminder about site definitions, getting them back in. As you can see, what I've done on the right hand side here is I've actually deleted my site definition that I did for vid2. So to bring it back, if you don't have profiles, all that you have to do is site, manage sites, and import. And we go to, you navigate to, well, let's do it properly anyway, into your OCR Nationals folder, into Unit 2, into vid2, and you find vid2.ste. We double click on it and we press done, and what you find over here is the site has been imported, and if I press plus there, I've got the 4 folders that I created and my site definition. Okay, right, now it's time to start doing some work. So let's go to ICT cover lessons. Now, what I have here is a bit of white space down the right hand side and a bit of white space down, that's the left hand side, and this is the right hand side. Really I shouldn't be driving, but there we go. So yes, we need to think about why has it been set like this. Why have I got that white space? Well, there's no right and no wrong when it comes to website design on a certain aspect, but the reason for this is some people are very short-sighted and they like their text to be nice and big. So I'm going to go to display modes here, go to high color, and I'm going to go to the lowest possible resolution that people use on a computer, 800 by 600. And what you can see here is that text is much bigger. It's easy to read if you're short-sighted. I've got a little bit of a gap there. I've got a little bit of a gap there, and I have my scroll bar here. Just to explain something to you, I'm going to do www.bbc.co.uk, and we'll take you to this website. I'm going to show you how perhaps some people might say in some ways it's been badly designed. Well, the reason why I think this has been badly designed, even though I could never create anything like this myself, is look, if I want to see the right hand side of the page, I've got a scroll left and right. It works just fine if we take it back to 1024 by 768. That fits nicely. No horizontal scroll bar there. But some people might argue they didn't really think that through. Not very accessible, shall we say, to the short-sighted. I'm sure there must be ways of changing it. So we've got accessibility options and display options here. But to be honest with you, the default mode of this website, some might say, is a little naive. Let's go back to ICT cover lessons, and let's have a little think about this website. I need to change the mode back to really illustrate this, so we'll take this back to 800 by 600. Okay, how big is this website? Well, if the screen is from the very left all the way to the very right, 800 pixels wide, you can see I've got a bit of white there. Say that's about 10 pixels. I've got a bit of white there. Let's say that's another 10 pixels. And I've got a scroll bar here, which is a bit wider, so let's say that's 20 pixels. So how big is this website in terms of the width of the table? Well, 800 minus 20 minus 10 minus 10 gives you 760. I always say play safe, so when I build websites, I tend to make my table 750 rather than 760 pixels wide. Let's put display mode back to 1024 by 768 anyway. So what we're looking at is a website that is from the very left there to the very right of the website 750 pixels wide. Okay, now I'm going to build a website in a slightly different format to this one. You can see here I've got this banner across the top, and then I've got my menu down the sort of left side here, and then the main guts of the page sits here. Now the website we're going to build about vid2 is going to have a banner across the top, and then we're going to make the menu sit on a horizontal below there, and the main guts of the page will be below that. So if you think about it, it goes banner, menu, and then main guts. So I have one row for the banner, one row for the menu, and one row for the main guts. So back to Dreamweaver. Everything that you're going to do is going to be based around the idea of using a template. Now you can see here there is no option for a template. A bit frustrating. So we're going to go more, and we are going to go to general. It always default comes here, and we're going to go to HTML template, and we're going to double click. Okay, so now I'm going to put in a table, insert table, and I'm going to make this table. Aha, I've done this before. 3 rows, 1 column, 750. You've got options here, drop down percent or pixels. I always use pixels. And I've set my border thickness, cell padding and cell spacing to 0, 0, and 0. By default I think you get 1 when you first use Dreamweaver border thickness. I would advise you against using that. So I'm going to press OK, and let's see what we get. I'm just going to type in the word banner here, and I'm going to just hit return, a bit of space, and I'm just going to come down here, and I've hit return a few times so you get an idea of what the web page might look like. What I'm going to do is that I am going to create my menu in here, and I'm going to insert another table, and this table is going to be one row, and I'm going to make it, now I think for your websites you need to have 5 pages, so let's go with 5 there, and we're going to make this one 90%. I'm going to press OK. And to see that in action, what you can see is close this panel over here. You can see that the website, the second row, has a table, and this table that's one row and 5 columns is about 90, well it is 90%, isn't it, of the width of the whole thing. So let's have a little think about what we'd have web pages on. We'd certainly need to have a link for our home page. I think we'll have a page for animals. I think we'll have a page for schools. Oh, can't spell. I certainly think we're going to need... No, it's not schools, it's changed actually. Let's have opening times. We'll have a page here for map. We'll do hotspots then. And we'll have contact. Oh, which I can't spell. Now again, you'll see that the table sort of it's sort of a bit random. So what I can do is that I can sort of drag these across like this, or indeed, shall I go into the code? Yeah, let's go into the code. Let's go to code here, and you can see here now that in my table I've got t width 14%. Let's go back into design, and we'll just click here, and I'm going to do select column. No, do you know what I'm going to do? I think to make life easier, we won't worry about column widths till later. We'll just drag that over. I think that'll do. I didn't really need 90%. Let's have that like that. Oh, Control Z. Let's do that again. And that's not looking too clever. Do you know what? I'm not going to bore you. We'll come back to that for the moment. I just want to show you a site definition and a template anyway. Now the main guts of the page is going to sit in here. So what I'm going to do is, this is an area of the website that you want to be able to edit. So what I have to do is that I'm just going to come here, and I'm going to make this an editable region. And I'm just going to press OK. We get a little blue box. Now, to be honest with you, probably some of you are thinking, goodness me, web pages seem incredibly complex to make. This is it. This is the end of it, really, to be honest with you, when it comes to the complexity. The rest of it is a doddle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to File, Save As, and you'll notice a DWT. And what's happened is that if I go up a level, because I've made a template, it's made a template folder for me. So I'm going to get rid of that. Well, I'm going to click in there to get rid of the untitled one anyway, keep the .dwt, and I'll call it chav temp, and I'm going to press save. Okay, and what we'll see if we bring the whole thing back here, inside our templates we've got a chav temp.dwt. Right, now I'm going to close this down. Okay, now to be honest with you, what I'd like you to do now is to create the 5 pages. So we're going to come to More, and we're going to use our template for Chavzu, and we're just going to make sure this box is ticked, update page when template changes. I'm going to press Create. And what you can do now is you can't click anywhere. Because it's a template, you can't click on the menu, the banner. You can only change this area inside Edit Region 3. So I'm going to put, this will be home page, which I can't spell, and I'm going to File, Save As. I'm going to go to my Pages folder, and I'm going to call this one Index. Index. It doesn't matter that I deleted the .html because it's going to save it as an HTML, so I'm going to press Save. Okay, I'm going to File, New, and from the template again, I'm going to press Create, and I'm going to delete Edit Region 3, and we'll put Animals page. And we'll File, and we'll Save As, and we'll call it Animals, and we'll save. And you notice up here that I can flip between the tabs. These pages are open. File, New, and you can probably work out what's happening here. Delete the contents of Edit Region 3, and this one's going to be Opening times, and unfortunately you're going to have to bear with me whilst I do this. So we'll call it opening. Again, I'm not going to put times, I'm not going to use a space there, I'm just going to call it opening times, all one word, and I'm going to press save. And we're going to do it two more times. File, new. Let's try and make this quick. Map page, and we'll file, save as, map, save, and finally file, file, new, and create, and we want, get rid of edit region 3, contact. Taken a bit of a while, hope you have been not falling asleep. Let's save as, and we'll have contact. Now, let's do something, and let's go back to index. If I want to see what this looks like on the internet, I've got to click this button here, and I'm going to preview this one now. And what we get is something that looks like this. Of course, what we should have are these as being hyperlinks, and I think what we'll do is we'll make that now, and you'll see the benefits of using a template. See, the thing is that if I want to turn those into hyperlinks, I don't want to do it on each of the pages. In fact, I can't do it on each of the pages because it's locked out. I'm going to open my template, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to highlight the word home. I'm going to make sure I can see all of my pages. I'm going to link that to index. I'm going to highlight the word animals, and I'm going to link that to animals. I'm going to highlight opening times, and I'm going to link that to, yep, you've guessed it, opening times. I'm going to highlight, oh, that was weird, didn't do it. Not too sure why that happened. Let's try that again. Animals, that's better. Not too sure what I did there, never mind. Good practice, we'll call it that. Map, and target, and map, and we'll go to contact, and here, and contact. Let me just double check something. Yeah, I was clicking on the wrong thing down here. Just get rid of that. My fault. Always make sure you don't select that one, you select this one. This one's for something different. Right then. Okay, so I've got that correct now. Home, just double check, pages index. Animals links to animals. Opening times to opening times. Map to map. And contact does link to contact. I haven't used those. Silly man. Okay. If I now go file and save, it asks me, do you want to update all the pages based upon this template? So I say, yeah, please, I do. And we get this. Just press close. And now, if we come back here and refresh this page, whoops, not too sure what on earth is going on there. Oh, I know what's happened. All these pages are open, but see the little stars? It means we haven't saved it. So we just go File, Save All, and let's try again. Trust me, I can do this. It's been a while since I've had to do one from scratch. But if we refresh it, what we have, home page, animals, animals page, opening times, map, and contact. Okay? Nice and simple. Very old school in the style of hyperlinks, but we'll talk about CSS and page properties in our next video. I think I've gone on far too long for the moment, so what we'd like you to do is make yourself a template, and then make yourself 5 pages based upon that template, and don't forget, save them all before you try and look at them. Okay, off you go.